But Budweiser also came out with other Budweiser. So I guess they worked with the World Wildlife Fund. They came out with a series of collectible signs that were intended to help spread awareness for endangered species. So this one is their Panda one. Also for sale. $20 for this one. So yeah, I'll sell it for $20 I kind of want to keep this one, I really like it, but the point is that I need the money for it, so still, it's for sale if anyone wants it. Christians are stupid. They believe in a stupid religion. Ask your question. Other than that, you gotta get my card. No heart is wrong, no hammer falls, the darkness dwells enduring souls. The shadow lies upon his tomb, in gloria in casa doom. Hi. The sun-capped stars appear in dark and endless pyramid. Their light is drowning water deep, children wakes again from sea. Trying to find a better way to position my phone. Yes, heavy metal. Yeah. Everyone, please follow Angry Hoodie Guy. Thank you very much for sharing my life. What's your question? Actually, I gotta walk out here. These two men are best friends, not enemies. They lash out with ferocious force. The fight grows more intense, but each avoid the other's sword, as if by seven savage. Their muscles ache, their bones are sore, but none of them will yield. They fight the two men, practice war as enemies. Solen, broderskap, en heldenmoed.
by the way, in case you're wondering, what I took earlier, the medicine I took earlier, is zinc lozenges. So every week, on Sundays usually, I'll take a capsule for vitamin D3, and that one capsule is enough vitamin D3 for a whole week. And then every day, I take zinc lozenges. The reason is because the body actually makes testosterone from zinc and vitamin D3, among other things. But those are the two main ingredients for testosterone, is zinc and vitamin D3. However, instead, you might ask, well, why don't you just take a testosterone supplement, The reason is because, hold on, I'm going to turn the volume down. The reason is because if you give your body the materials for making the vitamin D, or for making the testosterone, you're giving more control to your body itself, right? So, your body can do more than just one thing with those ingredients. That's one of the things that's more practical about doing it that way. It's kind of like, you can go to a homeless person and you can give a homeless person some food, and that's great. That'll feed the homeless person. But if you give the homeless person money, the homeless person can have more options, right? So, for example, A, the homeless person can take that money and go and buy food. Or B, maybe you gave them enough money to go and get a room for the night, so they could go and get a room for the night. Or C, maybe they would like a clean piece of clothing. They might go and buy a clean piece of clothing. You give them more options by doing it that way. It's the same thing with your body. So you can give your body the ingredients to make testosterone. And if your body actually needs more testosterone, it will make more testosterone. But it might also be that your body needs something else that it can use those materials for. So it will have more options that way. It's more practical. Thank you, brother. Me and her are both messed up. It means a lot to me. So when it comes to mental health, mental illness, I'll need to talk to thee directly, like direct messages. You'll have to message me on my main account so that I can actually talk to thee, because when it comes to that, I need to delve a little bit deeper, and know exactly what I'm dealing with, so that I can do better Yaldor magic for it. In other words, you have to let me be more of the psychologist aspect of the shaman. So, if you are comfortable with that, then that will help a great deal. Then the magic that I do on the horn for your fiancée can be a lot more properly suited for her. And you. Leland. Or Fred, I wasn't able to see your question. So I really wanted to talk about Saxnatsfear. It's really important. We need more people. We need warriors. We need people that are no longer loyal to the United States government, because we are decidedly against it. The point of view there is that the United States government is in fact illegal and criminal. I have said this many times and I will never stop saying it. The United States government is illegal because in order for the United States government to actually have any rights at all to any land, the United States had to make treaties with the Native Americans. That's over 300 treaties that the U.S. had to make with sovereign Native American nations in order to have any land rights. And legally, treaties are supposed to be the supreme law of the land, period. They are not questionable. No part of the government has any right to override or break treaties. Yet, the United States government broke all of the treaties it made with Native Americans. Which means, therefore, all of those treaties, and therefore all of the conditions of those treaties, such as the U.S. having rights to any land, are nullified. And if foreign nations were to actually think about this, if they were actually to put attention on this, they would actually have every right to no longer recognize the U.S. as a legitimate nation. Imagine what would happen if Russia, China, the UK, Saudi Arabia, and all these other nations were like, you know what, you broke your treaties with the Native Americans, you actually don't have any legal rights to any land, you're not a legitimate nation. We don't recognize you as a legitimate nation anymore. Imagine if that were to happen. Thomas Paine, I haven't really studied him, so I don't remember a whole lot from him. But the US government is actually, factually, an illegal organization. It exists here illegally. And what that means is that all US citizens, aside from the ones who have Native American heritage, are illegal. If you are a non-Native American US citizen, you are in fact an illegal. So, isn't Canada part of England or Great Britain? It's France, isn't it? Canada is French. When the government no longer serves the will of the people, oh that, yeah. I don't remember the whole quote, but I remember what it means. But the US government never served the will of the people. Not all the people. Even today, it still predominantly serves the will of white, wealthy people. We live in what I call a crematocracy. This is a term that I have coined in order to try and better describe what we actually have going on here. So, I'll break it down. The word krima in Greek means money. Krimato, money. Krasi, like in, for example, democracy or kratos, means power or rulership. So, demokratos in Greek, literally people power. Demokratos. Krimatokratos, money power. And so what this means is that you don't have true democracy here in the United States. First and foremost, the United States, officially speaking, isn't actually a democracy. It's actually a democratic republic, which means it's first and foremost a republic, secondarily a democracy. It's not actually a true democracy. It never actually claimed to be. The only people who claimed it to be are American citizens who don't actually know what they're talking about. It's actually a democratic republic. Mainline, underscore, underline, republic, first and foremost. But it's a crematocracy, which means that it's the people who have the money who have the most freedom, and therefore the most democracy. You don't have as much democracy, you don't have as much power over your government or your country if you don't have as much money. The more money you have, the more power you have. So the real true democracy, the real actual democracy applies to the rich, not to the poor. A poor person with no money, no house, no assets, nothing, has no democracy. He has zero. The people at the bottom have zero actual democracy. They have no say. Even if they can vote. Because even when it comes to the voting, we have this other problem called the Electoral College. It's because the US government has a stand connected to Canada that they can do whatever they want. A stand? What does he mean by a stand? He predicted it would have to happen every 100 years. Then the people must rise up and replace it. Oh yeah. When the government no longer serves the will of the people, then the people must rise up and replace it. Well, we should right now. It's because the US government has a state connected to Canada that they can do whatever they want. Can you explain that more? Which state is connected to Canada? Don't we technically have multiple? I mean, we border Canada, right? So we have a bunch of states that are connected to them, don't we? I'm not sure what that means exactly. Oh, right, okay, I see. Alaska, yeah. Now that makes sense. Now I understand what you mean. But how does that make it so that we can do... How does that make it so that the US can do whatever they want? I'm not disagreeing, I'm just curious. I want to understand that more. Our country is in a bad state. Our country, morally speaking, shouldn't actually exist. Now, I'm not one of those people where I'm going to say, oh, we should ship all of the Europeans back to Europe, because that would be stupid. But I am one of those people who says that it should be Native Americans ruling this continent, plain and simple. Native Americans should be governing this continent. Regardless of whatever religion they want to have, doesn't matter, they should be the ones in charge. The Native American nations should replace the US government. Flat out. They should replace it. Catch me? What do you mean by catch? What does that mean? Because they have a foothold in Canada, because technically Alaska is in Canada. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I think if I understand what you mean there, what that means is that we technically have a military presence close to Canada. Well, in Canada, I guess. I guess that's technically what that means, isn't it? We need warriors. We need to build an army. That's why I'm trying to sell stuff. That's why I'm trying to sell things right now, because I'm trying to generate income and raise funds for Saxnadsfjord. Saxnadsfjord is an army that I'm trying to start. I'm trying to raise this fjord. We were going to go to Nova Scotia to help the Mi'kmaq people. The only reason why I wasn't able to is because I didn't have gas money. The only reason. No gas money. That's why I'm trying to raise money. It's not just to pay my bills, it's not just to put food in my stomach, it's because we need money. In order to operate, we need to have a source of income established. Supplies are not free, shields are not free, travel is not free. Not in a crematocracy where the world is governed by money and by the rich. Most of us Americans are mutts, basically. It's amusing when you think about it, lol. Yeah. Me native. Angvariation nu. Tok. Hail, welcome to my live. Yes, and a U.S. government official in Alaska, Sarah Palin, is a U.S. Senate. Oh, yeah, her. Too much racism. Yeah. We need in particular to find Germanic heathens in Canada who are ready and willing to defend the rights of indigenous people. We need that. I need to get in touch with our kin in Canada on the other side of the border. I know that they are there. I know it. I know that there are Norse and Saxon heathens, Germanic heathens, who are motivated to defend the rights of Native American people in Canada. I know there are. I just need to find them. I am flat out recruiting for Saxon-Sphere. Flat out. I'm not going to hide it. I am specifically looking for people to join. I am ready and willing to fight, kill, and die to defend the rights of indigenous people if necessary. The creed of Saxon-Sphere is, I will not live sitting by the oppressors, but I will die standing against them. There is no place in Valhalla for those who will not stand up for the downtrodden, and I am not only ready to stand, but to charge, for I am a wolf ever poised to leap, and a bear ever poised to maul. Hail Saxnot! Makes me giggle knowing these being racist probably have blood from races they hate in them. Yeah. Yeah. All these people that act like they're pure this or pure that, and then, like, dude, your ancestors weren't racist like you are, so you know what that means, right? Your ancestors, being that they weren't racist, had sex with people from different races. You know? You're mixed. But I have feeling that the US is trying to become the Roman era when it comes to power. The United States is already a continuation of the Roman Empire. It already is. It was from the beginning. I was enjoying it. Enjoying what? My land is your land, buddy. We can figure out a way to get along. It's a mental thing. Exactly. Welcome to Istanbul, Turkey. Ah, nice. Hail. Shared the live. Everybody please follow Angry Hoodie Guy. Please, if you see anyone sharing my live or anyone giving me gifts, please share them and give them some love. Oh, okay. Leland, Leland, can I confirm you as a member of Saxon-Sphere? Can I confirm you as a member? I need to write down a list of confirmed members of the Beard. Where am I from? Do you mean where am I from as in where I live, or where am I from as in where was I born, or where am I from as in what is my ethnicity or my ancestry? My name is Vico. I don't know what that means. Please speak English here. I speak English and Swedish. I don't speak Turkish. My little sister speaks Turkish, but I don't. My ancestry, my heritage is, my ethnicity is Saxon. I am a Saxon. Ich bin ein Saxon. Where I was born is Darmstadt, Hesse, Germany. And where I live is Oregon, United States. United States of illegals. United States of Rome. America. United States of Sham America. You got that cool, but I can look, bro. What? What? I don't know what you mean. That was a very weirdly worded sentence. I don't know what you mean. I'm confused. Ich bin ein Wikinger. Oh yeah. Autocorrect is so annoying. I never use it. I call it auto-incorrect. I'm going to show you. For anyone who has not seen my shield yet, I'm going to show you. I have to flip the camera around because otherwise it fucking reverses the text on things. This is my shield hate breaker. This is the shield that I made, but it's not done. I'm gonna do way more. I'm gonna take the rim back off, and I'm going to put a wood stain and finish on it, and then I'm going to put fur on the edge, and then I'm gonna put the rim back on, and I'm thinking of putting a symbol on it for the Lion's Gate, because this shield is a gateway for me. I'm gonna sell it for $240 when it's done. I wish I could grow beard, but my heritage won't let me. Wrong. No offense. First and foremost, okay, I'm really big on positive masculinity. Look, there's no such thing as an inferior beard. No such thing. Okay? Grow what you can, and if that's what you can grow, it's fucking badass, and it's sacred. Don't let anybody say that their beard is better than yours just because they can grow a big, huge one. The reason why that person can grow a big, huge one is because that person is adapted for a fucking cold environment. You know? Unless, of course, they come from like India or Africa or something, but that's different, you know? Like a person who comes from the Indian subcontinent, or a person who comes from the Middle East or from Africa, the texture of their beards are going to be more adapted for protecting their skin against higher levels of UV light radiation. Someone like me from whose ancestors come from Northern and Western Europe, our textures are going to be more designed, the textures of our hairs are going to be more designed for protection against the cold, you know? So, everyone please follow Variationu. So, you know, if somebody looks at you and goes, oh, you know, your beard is small or puny or whatever, my beard is better because I can grow a huger one, you should just tell them, you're a moron. You're living in an environment you're not actually adapted for. I am actually superior within this environment because my ancestors are adapted to live in this environment. My body is literally more efficient right now than yours is because I'm living in my native land and you aren't. So technically speaking, within North America, a Native American with a thinner beard is actually technically has a superior beard to me. But that's because I'm in the wrong environment. I should be living in the land of my ancestors. But secondly, I love you too. We are technically... Hold on. I meant you got that cool Viking look. Oh, thank you. We are technically aren't from America, we are British. Yeah, you are British. I am, I guess one could say, Albingian would be kind of correct. Yeah, Albingian. Saxa people are our original homeland is northern Albingia, which is now part of northern Germany. So that's our original homeland. Like, you can go back to like the 2nd century BC, or no, not BC, AD. Like 206 AD, you would find Saxa people living in our original homeland in northern Albingia. That's north of the River Elbe and north of the Rhine. That's where we come from originally. We extended all the way down into, how do I say it? We had a historic territory that extended downward along the coast into southern Germany, what is now southern Germany, that was called Old Saxony. But it began originally in northern Albingia, and it just extended downward from there. And we had also migrated into parts of northern Europe as well, like parts of Denmark and such. So we are technically both Western and Northern European. We actually count as, like, I would say proto-Nords. We're like pre-Norse or pre-Nordic. I've been trying to grow it out. Yeah, you can grow it out. You know, it's not just DNA. The rules that are written in DNA are not written in stone. They're not. Otherwise, DNA would not be changeable. You know, if you want to grow a thicker beard, you can do it. You just have to believe. But it's important to have a balance of a belief in your ability to achieve a greater beard with a sense of love and contentment for the beard that you have. You have to have both. in balance, 50-50. I'm the beardless Viking law because I don't have a beard. Yeah. Yeah. You know, people get this mentality that having a beard makes you more manly or more Viking, and that's not true. That's not true. Beards are sacred in our culture. In Viking culture, they are sacred. All of our male gods, because they represent the highest levels of male spiritual evolution, they all have beards and long hair. But that's symbolic. It's never meant to imply that you have to have a beard or long hair. In fact, I should correct my statement because there is actually one god that didn't have a beard, and that was the god Baldur. Baldur is very sacred. He is the god of youth and renewal, rejuvenation, the god of innocence and light. He is the god of rebirth and reincarnation. And he doesn't have a beard. He's not supposed to have a beard. So, you know, that goes to show that our ancestors didn't have the mentality that they were better just because they had a beard. That's toxic masculinity. That's not our way. Portuguese. Oh, nice. Portuguese and German mostly. Oh, cool. I'm trying to say is no one has to call this country. There's respect for the natives. DNA can change over time. Yeah, but also, okay, so when it comes to DNA, the truth about DNA, and this is according to the field of epigenetic science, DNA actually only contains a fraction of the information necessary for constructing even a single functioning organ. It sure as fuck doesn't have enough information to construct an entire human being. It doesn't. That's just what they teach you in school because it's easier. But in reality, 100% of that information which both controls and constructs and regulates the body and every single function and every single mechanism within the body is actually the electromagnetic field of the body. Electromagnetic field. And that field has been proven to actually respond to the mind. It is one of the reasons why there's such a thing as psychosomatic illness. I mean, psychosomatic illnesses have actually been shown to visibly actually manifest real, measurable symptoms of sicknesses and diseases that the person otherwise would not have had, but they believed so deeply that they had that sickness that it actually manifested itself, that the symptoms actually manifested itself. That's proof that the electromagnetic field of the body actually responds to the mind. If you want to grow a greater beard, your DNA can't tell you no. It can say maybe not, but it can't say definitely not. It can't. It sounds lame, but my grandpa was my idol growing up. I got my morals and ethics from him. That's not lame at all. That's exactly how our culture is. We respect and we revere our grandparents. I'm trying to say no one has the right to call this country theirs except the natives. Exactly. Exactly. So here's the thing, right? I can look at someone who has bought land and I can say, that land is not yours. And they can say, yes it is. And I can say, how? And they'll say, I bought it. Well, who did you buy it from? And they'll say, oh, well, you know, this is that real estate company, right? And I can say, well, where did that real estate company get it from? Well, they bought it from this or that person. And I can say, well, where did they get it from? And inevitably, it goes back to the government, right? One way or another, through however long the chain is, it goes back to the government. I keep saying, well, where did they get it from? And where did they get it from? And where did they get it from? It always goes back to the government. And so then I ask, well, where did the government get it from? The Native Americans. Well, how did the government get it from the Native Americans? Well, they made treaties with the Native Americans. Well, what if I told you that those treaties were invalidated? Well, then if they're invalidated, then that means that the government didn't have a right to own that land. And so that's the point at which I look at the person and I go, hey, look, you see this watch? I stole it from that person over there. Would you like to buy it from me? Well, no, I don't want to buy a stolen watch. Well, why don't you want to buy it? Well, because you stole it. You don't have a right to sell it. Well, then how the fuck does the government have a right to sell this land? It doesn't. It stole it. It doesn't have a right to sell it. But this land has been in my family's possession for like blah 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 generations. It doesn't matter how long it's been in your possession. It still isn't yours. How can you inherit something from somebody who stole it? You can't inherit stolen goods because you can't give something to someone if you stole it. You don't have a right to give something to your children or to your friends or whatever. If you stole it, you don't have a right to give it to anyone. So you actually can't inherit this land. There is nothing that you can inherit from this land if you aren't Native American. You can't. Unless you are Native American, you have zero actual inheritance from this land. It's just that simple. Yeah, they stole it from the natives. He's a great man. I think you'd like him, to be honest. Cool. You can't inherit something that your ancestors stole because they didn't have a right to give it to you because they stole it. You know? Anybody who supports the returning of this land to the Native American people, and anyone who supports the rise of Native American tribes back to power should join Satisnot Sphere. So I believe the natives have the right to kick out of their country. Yeah, they do. Well, here's where it gets a little bit more complicated though. We have people that were born and raised here, right? So, we can't, if you were born and raised in this country, and if your parents were born and raised in this country, you can't be blamed for the fact that you're here. It's not your fault, right? So, even though our ancestors stole this land, we can't be blamed for it. So it wouldn't actually be right to kick us out. However, it's not right for us to claim parentage here. It's not right for us to claim any inheritance here. So how do you balance out those two things? Because at first glance, those two things might seem like they contradict each other. Like on one hand, you don't actually have a right to claim any inheritance here. But on the other hand, it's not quite right for anyone to kick you out because you can't actually help the fact that you were born here. You know, you can't be blamed or punished for the crimes of your ancestors. Well, the way that you fix that is simple. Instead of removing the people, you just remove the government. Remove the government. Replace it with Native American governments. That way, if any of the non-Native American people have a problem with it, then you can say, well, okay, if you don't like being governed or ruled by Native Americans, then you can leave. Then you can go to a different country, go wherever the fuck you want. That's how you balance those two things. Simple. Don't kick the people out, but kick out the government. Replace it with Native Americans, with Native American government. Dismantle the United States government and then give the authority to the Native American tribes. born here in this country, but I don't feel like this country is mine because of my idiot. My idiot? Kevin the Hen. That's a great name. I just want to go back to the land of my ancestors. You know, Sweden accepted tons of refugees from Syria. I think that they should allow European Americans to return to Sweden and other European nations as refugees. I think they should allow us to come back. I have nothing against the Syrian refugees, by the way, but I think that if they would allow foreigners to come to their country, that they should also allow us to return to our ancestral lands. They should open the borders to us and allow us to go back. I mean, you know, after COVID-19 is dealt with, of course. Hi, sister. How are you doing? I feel the natives should have full control of this country. Me too. They should have full control. The Native American tribes should govern this country. There should be no United States government. None. We should fight to remove this United States government. The thing is that setting these things right isn't just for Native Americans, it's also for our sake as well. You know, we have to do the right thing regardless. I'm wonderful. I'm getting used to the new state still. New state? Did you move? I want to live in the woods. I want to live in northern Albingia. I want to go back to the original homeland of my tribe. I want to get the fuck out of here. Yeah, what is your big news? I did not know about any big news. Because who knows more about peace and how to live in the wilderness more than natives? Yeah. Yes, I moved to Indiana to be with my fiance, soon to be hubby. We are getting married in October as planned, before we split. Ah, nice. Sister, if you want, you can commission a set of marriage horns, marriage drinking horns. I'll make them for free. I would make them as a gift. I can't afford to, but I'll sell them to you for the cheapest price, the minimum. I'll sell them to you for $18 per horn if you want. but marriage horns would be a great idea. Nobody knows more about that stuff than natives. Tell me about your fiancé. Who is he? Where is he from? Thank you for sharing my life. Everyone, please follow Aztec Charity Girl. Hail, McLean. I apologize, Mr. McLean. I forgot your first name. I really do need people to understand that by buying the things that I make, they are helping to raise funds for Saxnotsphere. They're helping to raise funds for the building and raising of this army. Want to know what country I would love to live in, brother? Sure, yeah, which country would you like to live in? What is the fiancé's name? Right now, I'm in a really tough situation, by the way. I have to make a sale. I have to, right now. I have to make a sale. Even if it's just one, I need to make a sale. Because I'm struggling right now. Iceland or Greenland, that would be really nice. So, the guy that, the military veteran from the UK who had commissioned a $67 horn from me, has not been answering messages. He's gone AWOL, and I decided that since he hasn't been responding, that I will sell his horn to whomever wishes to buy it. But the thing is that because he offered $67 for it, I put in that much amount of work and energy into it, so I can't sell it for less than that. But it's pretty much done. I'll show it. The only thing left that I want to do to it, other than putting a coating on it, is I want to embed crystals around the lip. I'm thinking maybe amethyst crystals. But this is the bind rune that I put on it for him. And I've never actually bound this many runes together before, so that's interesting. Hold on. And it has, it's 4 bind runes. Well, technically it's 3 runes, but one is done twice, I guess. But it has on it the name Thor for the god of thunder, and then the name of Thor's daughter, Thruder, whose name means strength, and the name of Thor's stepson, Bulur, the god of oaths. And it's made from buffalo horn. Okay, checking comments. His name is Jack. We are only 4 years apart until August, then it goes to 5 years apart age. Oh, that's fine. age difference. We live outside of Indiana. My fiance has Viking blood. Oh, nice. Yeah, that was why I thought of offering to make some wedding drinking horns for you, because I had a feeling that he might have Viking blood. Your hands must be tired. Yeah. I've made a bunch of fucking horns. Plus, I made this. It's not done. It needs a stain to put on it. But it's a musical jewelry box with runic enchantments on it. Go eat, Brothar. Eat well. I'm selling this for $57. That's good to love him that much. That's good. Now, one really big project that I'm working on, which is for sale, it's not done yet, but it is for sale all the same, is a magic chest. And the purpose of this chest is that, on one hand, people, if they have something that is magical, that has very powerful energy to it, if they want a safe place to contain it, then they can put it in this box and it will keep it safe. So, you know, you can have very powerful objects at times that can have very intense energy, and you can't just store those things wherever you want. You know, you have to have safe places to put them to contain their energy. Or if you have cursed objects, you can also put them in there, you know. And if you ask, well, why would you want a place to put a cursed object? Wouldn't you rather get rid of it? Sure, maybe. You might want to. But in the meantime, you need a safe place to put it, right? So, a magic box with warding on it. Or, if you have sacred objects that you simply want to keep safe, you can put them in there. So, this is the chest. It has on it, of course, a Helm of Awe. The actual name of this, by the way, is not Helm of Awe. It's just what everyone calls it. But the actual name is Aegis Helmer. Aegis Helmer. That's the actual name. And here below it you have the name Hraefnar. It's actually pronounced Sig, but the G is not written because in Old Norse as well as in Icelandic, you didn't need to write the G. You notice that in the Elder Futhark runic alphabet there's no rune for the G sound because they didn't need it. This explains, by the way, why the Gauls or their French descendants, when they first encountered the Anglo-Saxons, they thought that the Y and the G were the same sound. That's because in very old Germanic languages, the I and the Y and the G were seen as that. So it looks like it says Hraefnar, but it actually says Sigrid. Sigurd, the Dragon Slayer. And so the reason why his name is put here is because the actual literal Aegis Helmer, Helm of Awe, that this sigil represents, was a sacred helmet that was kept in the hoard of the dragon that was slain by Sigrid. And it was said that when he got this helmet that it gave him these extraordinary powers. Over here you have what I carved is a Hebridean sheep. So the Hebridean sheep, they're actually real sheep that actually can have 2 or even 3 3 sets of horns. They can have up to 6 horns. And they're often black fur. So you get these black furred sheep with 4 or 6 horns. And the reason why I have a Hebraian sheep on here is because it represents the god Heimdall. And in the Poetic Eddas, it talks about the sword of Heimdall, the sword of the god Heimdall, which is called Hofud. And in the poetry of the Poetic Edda, you actually study it and pay attention to it. You realize it's not actually talking about a literal sword. The name of the sword, Hofud, the sword of Heimdall, literally means head. And the reason for that is because the sword of Heimdall is his head. Because Heimdall is one of the horned gods. A sheep or a goat. And he's a guardian of the gates. So that's why I have this symbol here. I will check comments. The reason why I'm not reading and responding to all of your comments is because I have very specific topics that I need to discuss. So that's why I am doing that. But I do check comments when I get to it. Yeah, check your comments, brother. Brother, check comments. Never come in here again. I'm his sister. We don't play that bullshit. Yeah, I saw that. I really appreciate that. I'm really grateful that you dealt with that. Listen, never bring that up in here. Yeah, Bing Man 1991, I don't know if you are still in here or not, but if you are, don't fucking bring that Jesus bullshit into my life, okay? Just because I'm a long-haired white guy doesn't mean I fucking look like Jesus. I don't look like a fucking Middle Eastern prophet from 2,000 years ago. I don't. Fuck off with that shit. But yeah, that is this chest, and what I'm gonna do, what I might do is I might sand off the entire outside and put a completely new finish on it. And make it look brand new. This is the inside so far. I haven't gotten to work on the inside just yet, but I will. I just wanted to get this part done mainly. I will sell this for at least $100. Hell! I should maybe stack all the stuff that I'm selling in one spot. By the way, this is a side topic. I told my woman, I told my queen that I would keep this braid in my hair until I get to be with her in person. By the time she gets here, which is planned for mid-February, this will basically be a fucking dread because it's a braid that I've kept in for quite a while. I love you too, my sister. So yeah, I'm selling this shield for $240, but I will, like I said before, yeah, my hands are actually, they're not that tired. Now that I think about it, now that I pay attention, they're not actually that tired. But like I said, I will take the hide back off of this, I will put a wood stain and finish on this, and I will put fur on it, and then I will put the rawhide rim back on. I will also, I might reinforce it with a couple more bars of wood on the back. Yeah, I will come to the wedding if I have gas money. If I have gas money, I will go. It's all about the gas money. Also, I'm selling shirts for Saxnatsfjord. 50 per shirt. A flight? Okay. This is a shirt for Saxnatsfjord. It's going to be a huge wedding. Good. If I go to the wedding, and if your hubby would like to buy some wedding horns from me, I will bring wedding horns. I will also bring a surprise wedding gift. I will also bring a surprise wedding gift. I can't give the horns away for free. I have to, but I do think that they would be good. Love is sacred. Oh, yeah. We are truly happy together, and the happiest woman alive. What is your man's name again? I forgot. I apologize. I'm a little bit distracted right now. I'll be right back. I gotta use the bathroom. Jack. October 31st, 2021. Okay, good. So, is Jack into his Viking heritage? Is he into it? Like, does he follow it, or is he different culture? Is he Christian? Is he heathen? Is he pagan? What are his beliefs? Yes. If we were asking about legally, being a shaman doesn't do that. But culturally and spiritually and traditionally, yes. I am a shaman. I'm a Gofi and I'm a Witan. I'm a shaman. So I can officiate marriage ceremonies. I mean, I can't legally marry people because I'm not a chaplain or whatever, you know. But, like, traditionally, culturally, spiritually, I can marry people. Maybe I should actually go through the process, though, of getting a license or a permit to marry people. I'm gonna look that up. What I have to do to actually be able to legally marry people. Everyone farts. If pretty girls didn't fart, they would have some fucking weird health problems. But everyone farts. Everyone poops too. Thank you for muting that person. Ik dank het niet. Okay. Well. Oh, fucking gargle. Garpity boop. Heathen marrying a Christian. Ah, I see. How to marry people legally. Get ordained. Yeah, you have to be ordained as a minister. If a person has been asked to marry a couple but is not a minister, priest, rabbi, or other religious leader, one can become ordained through the Universal Life Church. After completing a simple online form and receiving confirmation, one can legally perform wedding ceremonies for friends, family, and anyone needing an officiant. Wedding ceremonies are ancient traditions joining together the lives of two people who have chosen a partner to share memories, a family, and struggles with. While some couples may marry under the umbrella of religious traditions, scriptures, and clergy, others may prefer a ceremony based on secular beliefs. Many modern couples even ask friends or family members to perform their ceremony. These individuals must then take on the role of officiate and learn how to marry someone with the proper legal steps and vow exchanges. The following provides 3 simple steps for performing a legally binding and love-filled wedding ceremony. I love how they say legally binding and love-filled. I love how they say that. She wants to have Christian-style wedding, but she also wants a bit of paganism in there as well. I think it should be 50-50. It's only fair. It'd be unfair for her to expect it to be predominantly Christian, you know? But do what makes thee happy. That's most important. The god that oversees weddings is Thor. He is the one who oversees weddings and oaths. Ullr also oversees oaths, but he's not associated with weddings. And Ullr, of course, is a stepson of Thor. But Thor is actually directly connected with weddings. So if I officiate a wedding, then what I do is I call upon the presence of Thor to witness the oaths of the marriage. Sister, are you still here? Is my sister still here? Can I have a head count, please, so I know who's still in here? Understanding state marriage laws. Anyone performing a wedding ceremony and declaring a couple as married needs to understand the marriage laws of the state and even county where the wedding will take place. Some states may require the officiate to show the following: proof of their ordainment through their credentials, a signed statement of ministry, a letter of good standing. Other states may not require any documentation, but it is important to make sure these legal matters are handled well in advance in order to alleviate any legal complications on the wedding day. Okay. See, okay. That's why she's trying to find a way to get married to me and still have half Christian and paganism. I'm here. I'm still here. Hi, my brother. Hi, Cowgirl for Life. Well, Fred, I'm actually considering getting legally ordained to officiate weddings. But I think it's a state-by-state thing. But I think that if I get ordained within this state, that I will probably make it easier for me to also get the credentials for officiating marriages out of state too, I think. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but I'll see. I am a shaman, and officiating marriages is something that I should be doing, you know? So I think it's about time that I actually get on that and get the legal ordainments, so that I can actually do that duty as a shaman. Other states may not require any documentation, but it's important to make sure these legal matters are handled well in advance in order to alleviate any legal complications on the wedding day. Planning for the ceremony. While wedding ceremonies will vary from couple to couple, any wedding holding legality must include the declaration of intent. Do you take this man or woman? And the answer of I do. This binding exchange declares the commitment and love between the couple and holds legal power as well. other aspects of the wedding, such as music, poems, or scripture to be read, and the vows of marriage can be planned in accordance with the couple's wishes. Individuals who still have questions about how to marry someone can contact the Universal Life Church about ordainment programs and products to help perform a wedding ceremony. That's what I was thinking, my sister, that I could marry you and him. That's what I was thinking. That way he can have the benefit of having a Viking minister. That might be good for him, and good for you as well. All the pomp and circumstance that comes with modern engagements and weddings. But that getting engaged nowadays is a bit different than your grandparents did. But I'm gonna go, brothers and sisters, I need sleep. Okay, have a good night. Grow strong and think deep. Grow strong and think deep. Welcome back, Leland. The Universal Life Church is a non-denominational religious organization that brings together people from all walks of life. We embrace individuals across the spiritual spectrum. Anyone who wants to join our body of faith is welcome to do so. Further, the ULC is proud to open its doors to all people, regardless of gender, sexual orientation, race, ethnicity, or any other defining characteristic. Since the organization's founding, we have provided legal ordination to over 20 million ministers worldwide. Nice. Okay. Become an ordained minister. Get ordained online, officiate a wedding. The Universal Life Church is a non-denominational religious organization. Okay. All over the world. Over the decades, the USC has garnered global recognition for its promotion of universal togetherness and religious expression around the world. By becoming an ordained minister of the Universal Life Church, you will be granted all the rights and privileges afforded to clergy members of other faiths, including the ability to perform legal wedding ceremonies. Ordination also opens the door for you to start a personal ministry, preside over the other religious and spiritual ceremonies, and much more. Membership is open to anyone who feels called to join. The ULC is multi-denominational, welcoming individuals of all backgrounds and belief systems into the fold. Plus, unlike traditional religious organizations, we don't require years of training or expensive course to become a member of the clergy. Becoming ordained is free and can be done entirely online. Nice! How to become a minister? The Universal Life Church believes that all people are naturally endowed with the right to control their own spiritual life, and thus that all those who feel so called should have access to ordination. Ordination at the Universal Life Church is completely legal, is cost-free, and isn't complicated. An ancient Chinese proverb instructs us that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Within you lies the capacity to make the universe a better place, and your ordination may well unlock that potential. You can take your first step today by completing and submitting your online ordination application now. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna apply. Just moments away from becoming a legally ordained minister of the Universal Life Church. After being ordained, you will be able to order minister supplies, access a full library of training literature, and perform ceremonies like weddings, funerals, and baptisms. Before completing your application, please take a moment to review all of the information you have entered. You will not be able to edit this information once it has been submitted. Your ordination can only be completed using your full legal name. We will be unable to recognize any ordination obtained via false or incomplete information. Hi. Why would I look up old grannies? That's weird. Welcome, Saihan Angola Nadir. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna say that name out loud. That's private. To the congregation of the Universal Life Church, as of 1/15/2021, you are now an ordained minister. I'm now an ordained minister in the state of Oregon. I can now legally marry people. Wow, yeah! Congratulations on your ordination. Are you planning to perform a wedding in the near future? In most areas of the country, you will be asked to present official proof of your legal ordination before being allowed to officiate a marriage ceremony. With your credentials in hand, you will be able to legally officiate weddings across the United States. Oh, okay, I can do it anywhere. Sister, I am now ordained and I can now legally marry you. You and your fiancé, I can now legally marry the two of you. Voila! Impress your friends, family, and peers with your new official status. Expand your career as a minister, professional officiant. No matter where you are located in the U.S., the Universal Life Church has made available every legal resource you'll need to fully exercise your constitutional rights as an ordained minister. These items, in addition to books, clothing, and other assorted ministerial goods, are available for purchase in the church supplies section of our website. Yeah, I can now legally marry you. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's fucking cool. Weird. Like, just to think about that, like, just on a whim, I just went and became ordained. One thing off my huge list of wedding things I need to do or get. Yeah, the minister. So yeah, you are now looking at a heathen minister. Wow, yeah! I gotta share this. I gotta share this on Facebook. This needs to be a Facebook post. Dear Facebook, please load. Oh yeah. Ooh. And the internet is being weird right now. I'm gonna message my mom and be like, so I just got ordained and can legally marry people in any state. Have a good night. Oh my god. Seriously. Fucking load, lad. Hold on, I gotta get my laptop charging cord.